Russia's foreign minister is in the French capital this Tuesday, attending the Paris Peace Forum. It's an event aimed at promoting better global governance. Sergei Lavrov was drawn on the subject of global responsibilities.
The West is pretty much to be blamed for everything? No?
No, not for everything, just for its own mistakes.
Well, a very strong speech by the Russian foreign minister outlining his vision of what's happening in the world at the moment and talking about some of the issues with what he sees as the way that the West has viewed itself in the past and how it views itself in the present in terms of its global domination. He said that the West needs to take responsibility for its actions. It needs to understand that its domination of world affairs has been melting away, and it said that it needs to accept that the world of the future is a pluricentric world. In fact, he even went as far as accusing the West of preventing this from taking place.
Of course, our Western friends are not happy because for more than 5 centuries, they dominated the political, economic and cultural, civilizational life on this planet. They try to put this process, this objective process on brakes.
Well, he also was talking about some of the recent events over the last few weeks. He talked about Catalonia. He talked about things that were happening in Bolivia, of course, the resignation of now the former Bolivian president, Evo Morales. And he talked about the fact that the intervention there wasn't the pointed finger being pointed at Russia. Russia hasn't been accused of meddling in any of these countries, but he suggested that essentially somebody else was.
Somehow we have not been accused of the coup in Bolivia, and this is strange. So something is happening in the minds of those who normally create geopolitical agenda. I believe that it is very unfortunate what we see in Iraq. It is very unfortunate to see Lebanon in this stage of distress. But don't forget that in Iraq, the people still try to overcome the effect of the American invasion.
We also saw a little bit of humor from the Russian foreign minister. He was asked during the question and answer session, how was Russia preparing for the 2020 US election?
We talked a lot about the US today, so I wondered, the presidential elections are coming up in 2020, so how is Russia getting ready for that?
We'll resolve the problem, don't worry.
But the main thoughts of Sergei Lavrov at the Paris Peace Conference was the fact that to respond to the global demands, to global conflicts, that countries need to work together, and that means that the way forward is a polycentric way forward and not the dominance of the West.